Okay, class. Stand up. Hello, class. Hello, teacher, please sit down. Dear students, when you are walking on the street recently, will you see all kinds of fruits? The price of 10 yuan for 3 caddies, 10 yuan for 5 caddies, is also very tempting. What do we think of when we see this? Guangxi has achieved fruit freedom, yes. Fruits are sweet and fragrant in Guangxi, and sold all over the country. In fact, not only that, with the help of Guangxi's fruit advantages, our dried fruit business has also been booming. Not only sold to the whole country, it has also been sold to many countries abroad. It has responded positively to the call of our country to pursuing prosperity through the seas. Recently, I received a consultation call from an old classmate. Let's listen to what questions he wants to consult. My old classmate. Our company is engaged in cross-border sales, and we are engaged in the export of dried fruits. I would like to consult you. What conditions can be met for export tax rebate and what materials need to be prepared? Do you have any students who are familiar with the relevant work? And introduce some of them to me to help us with export tax refund. It seems that my old schoolmate has a question about export tax rebate and wants to consult. In fact, not only him, when the volunteers of Tax Blue are following the staff of the Tax Bureau to conduct tax clarity for enterprises and provide tax volunteer services in our tax hall. They also often hear that many people corn to consult export tax rebates. It can be seen that with the construction and development of the Belt and Road Initiative and the China-ASEAN Free Trade Area, our demand for export tax rebates is growing, and we can reasonably use the export tax rebate policy. It can effectively reduce the operating costs of enterprises and improve the gross profit of the goods of enterprises. Now let's learn about the declaration and accounting of export tax rebates for cross-border sales enterprises. The second task is understanding the process of export tax rebates and the materials required. First of all, we understand the process of export tax rebate, which mainly includes these contents. The first is the collection of documents. The second is the declaration of the electronic tax refund system. Then after the Tax Bureau review, the tax refund will come into effect. Let's break through it from our first point of document collection. Well, let's see. In order to let everyone have a deeper understanding of this knowledge, we are very honored to invite one of your senior students today. She is also an outstanding graduate of our college, and now works in the finance department of a cross-border sales company. She recently came back to school to recruit interns for the company. So all of you here, if you learn well and perform very well, you may be able to get an internship at the alumnus company in the future. Let's give a warm round of applause to welcome our alumna. Hello, everyone. It's a great honor to be back in class to help you. Welcome, there is an opportunity to follow our senior student to learn around the process of collecting documents. Let's see which students are interested. Very good, everyone is very active. I just saw that Kai Xiao raised his hand the fastest. Let's welcome Kai Xiao to come up and experience with the senior student. Okay. Everyone should also follow the senior student to learn well. Now I will explain it to you. According to my actual work, we first went to the logistics department to get the export contract, packing list, and customs declaration. The customs broker will give us a receipt after the declaration, and this receipt is the customs declaration. Secondly, we come to the VAT invoice system to issue export invoices. It should be noted that we are going to issue ordinary invoices, and the tax rate is 0%. I believe you have learned this system. Next, let this student operate this system. We have learned it. See if Kai Xiao still remembers how to operate. Please put your ID card in the induction area. Okay, we're done. The third is the tax refund voucher, which requires us to download from the electronic port. Enter the electronic port through the link and input the IC number of an enterprise. You can download it by operating authentication inside. Okay, the screen over there is a little smaller. Let's take a look at the big screen. On the left side of the screen is a web page of our China electronic port. After logging in, you can download the export tax rebate page on our right. The card in the picture below is the Chinese electronic port card that the senior student said. It has an IC number, and we can enter the IC number and its password in the login interface. You can log on to the interface of the electronic port to download our tax refund copy. Okay, please continue. The fourth is the release notice and the bill of lading, which we need to get from the logistics company. The fifth is the procurement contract and input invoice, which we need to get from the company's procurement department. After we get the input invoice, we should remember go to the Electronic Tax Bureau for tax refund check certification. The last one is the bank remittance receipt. Bank remittance receipt is a receipt issued by the bank to the payee after the foreign remittance has been credited. This is provided by our company's cashier. With these documents, we can carry out the last step. That is, to apply for tax refund. Therefore, the above documents are essential and indispensable. Thank you very much for teaching us how to collect these documents. Since we have already collected the documents, now we need to submit the documents to Tax Bureau for review. Then wait for the approval.